Yes. I love this phrase. It says, shun the sin but love the sinner. That's from St. Augustine. That's pretty much the formula that we're talking about, is understanding that behaviour is not the person. If you can understand filters and understand how the mind works, you can start to separate behaviour from people, and you can start to manage how you feel about people in life better, rather than combining them all. They're not one and the same. We're all little tiny babies once born with unlimited potential, with an unlimited field of potential around us. Now lots of things happen in those early years, and when that person comes to you with that anger or that aggression, there's a whole series of filters in place. Those have to be set up along the way. We can understand filters, we can understand behaviour. Okay, so the first thing that I like to teach children is to step off the train tracks. Now the way I look at this is, say for example, you're walking down a dusty, imagine in the old days we had the lovely dusty train tracks, and there was just fields either side. I grew up in the country, so I've got all this lovely stuff in my head. And you're just wandering along in a green, there's birds flying, and rabbits. And you're having a lovely time, and in the distance you see a train coming. Big train. And you look at the train and you say to yourself, wow, that train's coming really fast, it's in a big hurry. I wonder if I stand here long enough, it might slow down. It's missing all this beautiful scenery, it's missing all this experience, it's missing life. That train's going so fast, and someone looks a bit angry actually. How about I stand here, if I stand here in a really good position, it'll notice that it's not going at the right speed. It'll notice that it could slow down to a really slow crawl and could enjoy the scenery. And if I stand really, really strong like that, maybe that train might stop. Is that going to work? It's not going to work. This is what happens when you're faced with somebody with that kind of a filter in place, that kind of anger in place, that kind of energy in place. You're kidding yourself. The reason you stand on the train tracks like this is because you think you can make a difference. You think you can do something to help that person or to teach that person a lesson, even if you absolutely despise them. You want them to know your pain. You want them to know that they're wrong. You want them to stop. So you stand there, like that. Generally, you get run over as a general rule. My tip, number one tip, is to step off the train tracks. Just a little bit, you don't have to go too far away. If this is a problem you need to resolve, but just step to the side. Separate yourself from the path of the incoming train. Give yourself a bit of space so you can actually move into thought instead of emotion. You can actually plan your next move instead of being stuck in a tiny space. Plan your move. Strategize. Have a think about this.
Rather than buying into the focus on the problem, you step to the side and think, oh, there's a solution. You know?
Yes, exactly. Standing the train tracks is focusing on the problem. All your attention is on the problem. That's not where your answers lie. That train's coming whether you like it or not. It's coming either at you or at an empty road, but it's coming. That train's on its own path. It's got a set level of whatever. It's doing what it's doing. It is not your job to stop the train. If you stand to the side of the train goes, oh, look at them, and decides to slow down, good for the train. But it's not your job to stand in the way. Okay. The second thing I really want people to understand is check on the train, check on the pattern inside that train. Is that somebody whose advice you would ask? Is that somebody who you would respect? Is that somebody who you would go to if you needed them? If you wanted some help or advice, if you wanted some support or love, if you wanted to have fun, if you wanted some alignment, would you go to that person? And I would say 99.999% of the time you would go in a million miles that person. You would never ever go into that person's space. They wouldn't be somebody that you would want to be here. In that circumstance, in that space, in that problem, that would not be the person you go to. There's a very good reason why bullies focus on certain people. Very, very good reason. Because they know you don't like them. They know it at a deep level. They know absolutely that you go against their value systems. People like people that they're like. You actually operate a different value system to that person. People are in conflict when they're in different value systems. So just look at that. If you don't have the same value system, it's okay. You don't need to fight about it. If you know someone's got an angry, strong, powerful, aggressive, dominant value system, that's what they're You sat in front of them. That's what's going to be fighting. Nothing to do with you, it's to do with your values and your systems. That's what I'm hoping to teach kids as well. Understand that it's to do with values. The third thing I really want people to notice is that there are unlikely angels. Okay, so you're on the train track and your focus is riveted on the train. Then you step off, you step to the side. All of a sudden, you're back in the field. You're back in the open. You've got your emotional centre back, and you start to notice. There always are other people, events and things that come into your life once you take your attention off the train. There is a massive support band around us at all times. The reason why I was so unhappy in Africa, I wasn't looking for answers. I was looking at the problem. I was very, very unhappy, and I was very, very keen to be unhappy at that point. I was very, very keen to feel right in my happiness and cling to my happiness. There was no way I was going to look at solutions at that moment in time. I was looking at the train and I was staying on that train. Now watch out for unlikely angels.